Hey Larry here. Today I'm going to be teaching you a quick trick on how to make color pop in your landscape photography. So as you can see in this image from the right side of the histogram, the image is quite underexposed because you can see from the right part that I don't really have any information here. So I'm going to generally increase the brightness of the image to get some information from the highlights. And the next thing I'm going to do, this is where the trick begins. So reduce the highlights completely to -100, increase the shadows completely to +100. Then go to the whites, then press Alt on the keyboard and click and drag the whites a little bit. So just so you start to see some spots from the image. This is fine. And then do the same thing to the blacks. So by the blacks, we're going to move it to the left. So press the Alt key on the keyboard and drag the blacks to the left a little bit. So this seems to be fine. So this is how we've transformed the image. Let's increase the exposure a little bit more. And let's look at our before and after. So this is before and this is after. A huge transformation to the image. Let's do this on another image. I'm going to pull in another image that I have here. So this is a picture that I shot during my holidays in Las Vegas. And here I'm going to do the same thing too. So the image is quite underexposed. I'm going to increase this slightly. And I'm going to reduce my highlights completely to -100, shadows completely to +100. Press Alt. Move the whites a bit to the right. The image is quite dark, so I'm going to move it more to see more information. And I'm going to do the same thing to the blacks. And I'm going to increase the general exposure of the image. And let's look at the before. And this is the after. You see that we really put some intensity. So we increase some contrast in the image through increasing the blacks and the whites of the image. So I'm going to use the same trick to the picture that I have here. Generally, most of the pictures that I shot here were underexposed, so I'm going to increase the highlights, the exposure to get some information from the histogram. Take my highlights to -100, shadows completely to +100, press Alt, drag the whites a bit to the right, so you can see that I need to pull this more before I can see something. So you can see that I start seeing some information here, and this is where I stop. And I'm going to do the same to the blacks. I'm going to pull this back to the left side. This seems to be fine. So let's look at it before, after. This is quite a rapid transformation. And the last image that I'm going to be editing with you is a long exposure shot that I had in Rome. This is the Colosseum in Rome. Here the brightness, the histogram is quite okay. The image is quite well exposed from my perspective. So I'm going to just get straight into the trick. Reduce the highlights completely to -100. Increase the shadows completely to +100. Press Alt, click and drag the whites. And do the same to the blacks, but on the opposite direction. So this is, you see how we just have a quick pop in the colors of the image. So this is before and this is after. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you find this information useful, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thank you.